Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you going?
Good, thanks. Thanks for coming. I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about, yourself and maybe a little bit of your sporting history and how that all went for you and how you got into sport. So you just want to tell me a little bit about your sporting life and
Sure.
growing up with sport?
Yeah. So I grew up playing, this classic kind of footy and cricket, summer and winter kind of thing. So I grew up playing that, played a little bit of basketball on the side as well. And yeah, just wanted to get super involved in sports and just get all over it and something I really enjoyed. So I just wanted to do as many as possible. And I was only ever allowed to do one per semester kind of thing. And then growing up, I kind of got a bit sick of footy and cricket. So kept playing footy, and then I tried playing ice hockey, which was fun. I got pretty far in that, and then broke my arm and didn't want to play it anymore because I'll probably break it again. So I went back to footy and cricket, and then kept playing basketball on the side, and yeah, just play around with mates with whatever sport they want to play though too. So
So do you think that, breaking your arm, if you hadn't have broken your arm, do you think you still would have gone further in ice hockey or would you have hoped to?
yeah, potentially. I
Yeah.
think there was potential to go pretty far in that and to represent higher kind of qualities in that. And yeah, but when I broke it, it was kind of just like had to spend 15, 16 months off sport, couldn't do anything, couldn't stay fit, could hardly even run at one point. So
So your confidence was really at an all-time
yeah,
low with the
yeah,
whole stopping and
yeah.
not being able to do anything. What kind of drew you to ice hockey? Because it's kind of an odd, well, it's not an odd sport, but it's
Yeah.
not your traditional Australian,
Yeah.
footy, cricket, that kind of stuff. Like,
Standard
what drew
ones.
you to ice hockey as opposed to footy and cricket?
Well, initially I'd grown up watching the Mighty Ducks, so that was pretty cool. That was like my favorite show or movie growing up, and then could rollerblade pretty well. So mum and dad brought me some rollerblades when I was really young, so I could do that pretty well, and I could play field hockey as well. So it was kind of a combination of all three. And I had one mate who did it as well, so it wasn't something I was particularly worried about playing. I felt like I could do it pretty comfortably and get going on that pretty fast. So
So having your friend there, was that kind of a little bit easier for you to jump into a sport as opposed to just sticking to, because I'm guessing you'd have a lot of like friends and family supporting you doing cricket and football because it's the usual Sunday morning type of thing. Do you think having your friend there helped you jump straight into it?
yeah, 100%. I think it was really handy having someone just to be able to go to because I'm relatively shy, so it was good to be able to go meet some more people playing sport, and then also just be able to revert back to my friend as well. And family were really good as well, and friends as well, because it was such an odd sport. People were relatively supportive, and they were
Intrigued almost.
yeah, they were really intrigued as to what I was doing and why I was doing it, and so it was really cool to have that support base and all of that. Yeah.
Cool. So, apart from your family supporting you and having that friend, you say you're a little bit of a shy person. Was there anyone else who helped you, boost your confidence a little bit? Because obviously, being a shy person, you'd go into a team sport not as comfortable as everyone
Yeah.
else. Would you?
Yeah.
Would you say you weren't as comfortable going in being that almost introvert
Yeah.
type of person?
Yeah, I think so because I think it was more instead of starting from a confidence level of 100 and going down, it was more starting from 50 and trying to work myself up. And I think I got much better in that when I realized that I was pretty decent at it, and people started to realize that as well that I was playing with, but also people would just like we had something in common that we could talk about. So it was slowly my confidence would rise in that rather than lowering because I wasn't any good at it or anything.
Was there any strategies that you maybe used, to kind of boost that confidence as kind of a stepping stone up to when you realised that you were really good? Was there strategies within yourself or some that maybe your coaches used or your family used to help you really realise your potential as opposed to just kind of sitting at a mediocre level?
Yeah, well, I think pretty fast my coaches picked up that I was pretty decent for someone who'd never played before. So they were really intentional about making sure I was doing the right things and playing the right way. playing in a way that I could go pretty far in that. And so it was a massive confidence boost that they were like straight away on board and they were really keen, and you could see the difference between the way they were treating other guys who may not have had as much potential. And even though it kind of felt a bit rude at times, but still it was pretty cool to know that they kind of had my back and they wanted what's best for me in terms of potential. And yeah, so that was one of the major strategies they had to make sure I was getting as good as I possibly could. And so a strategy I probably had would just be to like ask people how they think I'm doing, what I can do better. And for me, that was just a good way to learn from. And if I did that thing better, then I'd feel more.
So it's a bit of an ego booster kind of thing from
Yeah.
your end of the spectrum. And then, you know, as much as you said it was rude that you were being singled out, it felt really good that they were, you know, really working on you to become your best
Yeah.
as opposed to sitting at a mediocre level.
Yeah.
Do you think now if you put your ice skates back on that you would be as confident as what you were back then, or would you maybe be a little bit cautious
I think
due to your broken arm?
Yeah, initially I'd be cautious. Also just because I haven't played in 2-3 years, and you're always going to come back a bit rusty. But I think the arm thing's definitely a factor. And although you have heaps of padding, it's pretty fresh, and you're always going to remember that. And the effect it has on you is probably kind of like, it's always just in the back of your mind that could happen. And so it doesn't allow you to go in as hard or hit anyone as hard as you used to, kind of thing.
So you hit people pretty hard.
I tried to. I wouldn't say I did, but
Would you consider going back now, knowing that you could get hurt again? Like, would you consider going back, or would you maybe go back to what you learnt when you were younger? You know, doing Auskick and footy and cricket and stuff like that. Would you go back if you could?
I think probably. I think also just because I still love just playing whatever type of sport. So, I'd probably want to give it a shot again. But also, I think I'd be more comfortable, more confident in things like footy and cricket because I played it for 10 years more and have played it with my friends and still have friends there, kind of thing.
So you prefer the team environment as opposed to an individual?
Yeah, or more individualised, because it's kind of like those guys have got my back and I got their back. And if I'm having a rough day or a rough game, they can just get my head up and tell me that I'm doing all right and things like that. So
it definitely helps your game when people come up to you and tell you, you know, it's fine, you're doing great, like don't worry about it, as opposed to saying you're crap, you don't know what you're doing, or having no feedback whatsoever.
Yeah.
You prefer that?
100%, because it gives me an ability to kind of, go somewhere with it and actually keep improving and keep my confidence up in that aspect, because if I'm not improving, then I just feel like I'm doing kind of average stuff each week, like every single week.
So do you think that who out of the two, having your team there or your coach, how do you think you performed better? Was it when your team was encouraging you, or when your coach was encouraging you, or is it a kind of a combination of both?
I think ideally it'd be a combination of both.
Yeah.
I think if you wanted the perfect kind of layout, you'd want a team that's behind you and a coach that's looking out for you. But I think the one that I grew in the most, especially in confidence, would be like the coaching one, just because you could see that he was involved with me and he wanted to make sure I was doing as best as possible and things like that. But also because I was in like a really large learning stage then, because I was pretty new to it.
Yeah.
But I think overall, if you had to go for like a 10-year stint, I think team would be really valuable, in especially my confidence, because if I think I do better feeling like I'm part of something bigger and part of a team, things like that. So
cool. So do you ever think that maybe, you know, if your coach wasn't as supportive, you wouldn't have gone as far?
Yeah, maybe. I think potentially I probably would have given it up earlier, maybe just because I wasn't feeling super comfortable or confident in that.
Yeah.
And luckily you didn't, but I think I probably wouldn't have gone as far either, just because I would have been more bored and wouldn't have worked as hard because he pushed me or anything like that. So.
Cool. So you're very much a team person and really value what your coaches and your family and your friends really think of you in regards to any sport, not just ice hockey.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, thanks for your time. Really appreciate it.
That's all right.